So guys, it's about that time we finally dropped the Sanemi guide. I know some people been asking for this, and considering that this is one of my favorite characters in the series in general, to be honest, I haven't partnered with Giyu when I play this game. To be honest, I'm probably one of the very few, if not the only one who used this guy in tournament, well, for the past tournaments that's been happening. I've always used Sanemi. I used him against Enmu, other demons, Hakuto no Kaze, etc., etc. I use this character all the time, right? So I know all the tech with this character for the most part. I know some of his flaws, his weaknesses. I also want to talk about what they need to buff about this character because he does need some buffs. But like I said, let's get straight into the guide. We're gonna start off with the combos first, right? What's optimal with this character? Now, Sanemi is an interesting character because Sanemi's optimal routes is something you would rarely get in a match. All of his super optimals, right? So if you notice, right, his air lights, right, they do the most damage in the game. So let's start off with some combos, right? So you can do this. You're getting 52% with Sanemi if you start off with an air light, but you know how rare that is to actually catch somebody? Like, you just jumping away, jumping around, and then you just... Well, I kind of messed up. Usually, like 9 times out of 10, you want to start with his neutral skill. His neutral skill is the one that you want to use to start off with, because his tilt skill does like scale his combos a little bit. Neutral skill, and then you hold it. You're getting like a smooth 39% with Sanemi on, like, Tanjiro, who takes 1.0. So if y'all didn't know, like, Sanemi, when it comes to Sanemi's damage, is super consistent, right? He's getting like 39%, right? For the most part, 38, 39%. But obviously, you're going to be playing other characters that take more damage, so you'll still be doing around 40 to 45%, which is still pretty good damage. Like I said, this character is consistent. That's what I like about him, So, like I said, you want to start off with his neutral skill, some air lights, switch sides, neutral skill. Bam, you're getting 41%, but that's if you start with the neutral skill, obviously, and you can, right? You pretty much can for the most part, but just in case you do start with tilt skill, you can do this. It's a neutral skill, and then full tilt skill. You're getting 37%, but you're starting to see, right? The tilt skill, it pretty much scaled the combo. Now, his other optimal, like super optimal route is if you start with his guard skill. And if you guys didn't know, you can hold it. So if you hold this, right? Like I said, you're barely getting this in game. Bam, you're getting like a nice 47%. Or you can start with the switch a little bit earlier. Then ended with the tilt skill, 48%. So yeah, he does really good damage. It's just the really good damage is one of the hardest. It's the hardest ways for him to like get it in like an actual game. You know what I mean? So also, if you guys didn't know, right, his tilt skill has two different versions. Either one, you could do this, which makes you combo, right? Or you can hold it, which is like basically for combo like enders. You can hold it fully all the way. It does 1800, but you always want to do that at the end of the combo. You never want to do that like so soon. So like that's why you see me do like his skills, right? And then you end it when you hold it. I mean, you could have did like a few more lights into the tilt skill, obviously, but yeah. So those are like his best combos. Like, if in reality you're probably gonna get somebody like in reality, when it comes to this game, right, I usually confirm Sanemi with lights first. Obviously you can dash and then go light. You want to immediately go into your combos, like you just want to immediately go in. Like, these are like the most realistic combos you would get, like 37%. Obviously, I already stated before, it's Tanjiro, so he doesn't really take crazy damage, but still, you wanna. He has a good light attack. Here's a good first hit. Nice little 43%. You're still getting good damage. Like, you're still getting really good damage. So next up is what you want to do when you plunge. If you didn't know, when you plunge, you can go straight into another skill. So I'll do like this. And into the tilt skill, you get like a nice little 27%. You can do that too. Like, it's just interesting ways. You won't get the full hit all the way, so that's why I try to at least get the whole skills in, because you get 29%. When it comes to Sanemi and you kind of want to, let's say, save meter, like sometimes, if you guys didn't know, down combos give you more meter. Sometimes I'll have like a little bit of meter, and then I'll just go like something simple like this, and I'll do like a hard knockdown, then get some meter back, and then make some space, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, so other than that, you got Sanemi has a really good grab, one of the fastest grabs in the game, does really good damage, you know. His heavy, we don't really talk about heavies in this game, chat. The heavies aren't really that good in general, but I guess you could say it's decent, I guess, you know. But yeah, so like I said, those are his like most optimal routes you want to start. Another cool thing you could do with some characters in the game is you can come dash into air lights, right? Now this is another route. This is a super optimal route as well, but you know, like I said, with the online delay and connection, it's not really something you want to go for all the time, which I don't, because some people's connection is super delayed or laggy. So what you can do is, right, let's see, you can do that's pretty cool. So you can do that, you could do like jump into air lights. There we go. Look at that damage. That's if you do the light into air lights. Nice. So, I'm not gonna lie, this character, Sanemi, he got some, I love his air lights. I don't know what it is about it, but they're really cool. But that's besides the point. Anyways, that's like usually the routes you kind of want to go to. Hopefully you gotta get an idea. Like I said, his neutral skill, it starts the most optimal routes. The tilt skill is you know, a little less optimal. You only want to use it towards the end of your combos. You don't want to throw them in the middle because it'll scale your damage and it's pretty bad, right? So now it's time to talk about his flaws, Sanemi. Let's talk about his flaws, right? First of all, this character has a level 1 dash speed, and to be honest, it feels like a 0.5 dash speed, okay? If you didn't know, it's 3 levels of dash speed in this game. You got 1, 2, and 3, so Akaza being like level 3, for example. Then you got like Hinokami Tanjiro, DU being like level 2, and then you got characters who are slower, like Obanai and Sanemi. Hashira level characters that have level 1 dash speed for some weird reason. So he has a level 1 dash speed. So yeah, he's pretty slow. You don't really want to use him versus a lot of the zoning demons in the game. He's terrible versus them. Another flaw of Sanemi is if you do this in the air, you're getting punished. Or the tilt skill in the air, you're getting punished. Also, if you whiff this, you're getting punished, right? This as well. Well, not as this one is not as bad, but like I said, yeah, his skills on whiff, he can't cancel like you know, the great Gyome or Mitsuri, you know what I mean? But so yeah, you miss this, people are gonna easily walk around, do a skill, catch you, you're getting deleted, right? So that's pretty bad. So if you do this, you better commit to these skills in the air. Like, you better commit. You have to commit. You know, so that's another pretty bad thing. Also, if y'all didn't know, I do this in my videos all the time. Now, we know, I want to touch on this a little bit, you know, after I get to his flaws, right? Now, Sanemi, he does, a lot of people was doing this in the first week of the game. People still do this in rank. This is not real. If you do this, This is not real. Now, yeah, look at the chip damage. Insane. He does insane chip damage, right? But I'll get to that in a little bit. Sanemi, that's not real. You guys see me do this all the time. If they do this into this and they try to do another skill, you can easily parry it. All you have to do is just push block the last part of this skill and then parry it. Or you can DP it, or you can parry it, you can DP, you know. It's super punishable. So Sanemi has fake pressure. Now, those are his flaws, right? That's like his biggest flaws. Like he's slow, can't cancel a neutral, and he has fake pressure, right? Those are his flaws. But let's talk about the positives. First of all, this man Sanemi is a tank, right? He has a damage multiplier of 0.95, so he's a tank. If he gets hit, it's not really gonna do a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be taking a lot of damage, so that's a good thing. Another thing is obviously y'all just saw it, his chip damage. Insane. Look at his chip damage. Like I said, that's not real at all. So what you want to do is you want to call your assist in between, and then you can boost. Then you could probably go for like a grab, or obviously go for the guard break instead. But you want to call your assist in between. But I would only recommend this if you have a boost or like a bar, if you're about to go into surge or something, you know what I mean? So you can like force your opponent to make some type of move. So yeah, he has really high chip damage, but you have to, in order to make it real, you need like some type of assist that's gonna stun lock them and keep them in place. So yeah, that's like really good things about him, and his damage is really consistent. He has a good grab as well. Now you want to know what assist to use with him. Me personally, I use Giyu. I think Giyu and Sanemi has really great synergy. You can use Sanemi and Rengoku, has really good synergy as well. Sanemi and Edie Zenitsu, obviously, because Edie Zenitsu is ridiculous. You can use Sanemi and Obanai, it's pretty good, but versus demons, you never want to use that team. To be honest, you never really use Sanemi versus demons in general. Also, Sanemi assist is actually really good. I forgot to take out the guard. But his assist is also really good. You can get pretty decent damage off of it as well. It also hits you in the air. You know what I'm saying? You get pretty good damage. Also, you can do this. Like if you prefer to charge your heavy for more damage, stuff like that. Let me chill before I turn into a DU guide. But yeah, those are his good things. Now, you're probably thinking, like, what's some of his combo? Like, when can he ult, right? Now, you could easily ult after his neutral skill. I always use the second ultimate because it looks cooler. But the other one works just as well. You can do this into that as well. Or, like, say if you can do like a few hits into ult, that works as well. And then obviously you can get into a situation where, like I said, it works on everything. Then I'll do this. So yeah, you guys get the picture. His ult pretty consistent. That's another good thing about him. I mean, obviously if you hit this, you can do that as well. So yeah, Sanemi is a pretty he's a pretty like good character, I cannot lie. He works in practically every Slayer matchup. I think the only one, me personally, that he struggles against is like Genya, or Gyome. Characters that are a little fast will give him some trouble because, like I said, this skill is super reactable. That's also a bad thing about him. I forgot to mention this tilt skill. Like the better players you go against, they're just gonna parry you like pretty easily. So that's kind of it for Sanemi, right? This is pretty much it. I will say this is the buffs I would personally give him. This is what I would change about him because this character needs buffs. First of all, he's a Hashira. Let's put some respect on his name, right? He should not be no level 1 dash B. CC2, please stop giving Slayers level 1 dash B. You know what I mean? Please. Y'all did a good job balancing the way the game works in terms of Slayers versus Demons, because I do think they're pretty equal in this game. But you give Slayers these level 1 dash Bs, these guys, you're not going to really be using them versus Demons. So I will give him, let's give him a little trade-off, right? I like to do this. let's give him a level 2 dash speed, right? And what we can do is, like I said, I think his damage is fine. What we can do is, for the trade-off, um, we can just nerf his chip damage a little bit. I think that'll be pretty. I think that'll be pretty good. If you can nerf his chip damage, right? You can nerf his chip damage, give him a level 2 dash speed, and maybe like allow you to cancel this tilt skill. Maybe, like if you can cancel the tilt skill at least in there to at least have some type of um some type of mix in a neutral. You know what I mean? Because like this is fine. Like this is fine. I think that's cool. But yeah, I think for this, like, say if you wanna approach somebody, you go up, you cancel it, you could just jump out of it. You know what I mean? Jump out. It'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be I think that's the buffs I would give him personally. Everything else, I think he's pretty good. He has a good lunge attack as well. That's pretty much it for the Sanemi guy. This is my goat. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I be playing this guy. Y'all be seeing me, man. I'll be playing this guy versus every crack players and who uses the most best demons or other characters, and I be doing extremely well with him. Um, if in terms of like what you do with him in neutral and stuff like that, like I said, he has a level 1 dash speed. You don't want to be throwing the tilt skill out to get near people in neutral. You know what I'm saying? You want to dash, you gotta rely on the dash, I guess, you know. or this skill. This will catch people more often than you think. But yeah, that's it for the Sanemi guide. Like, comment, subscribe. I might have missed something, so just let me know in the comments below what y'all think. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in another video.
No one else we can dream.